Okay. Anytime.
Hi, my name is CindeeGold. I'm a past president of Bookham and a volunteer with Reading is Fundamental. I have been a volunteer reader since about 1995. When I was looking around to choose a volunteer opportunity, I think it's very important to choose an opportunity, something that you love to do. I love to read. I remember always loving to read. I grew up in a small town in South Georgia, and books were my entree out of the boredom of living in a small town. I read and I read and I read. I read about all the things that I thought that I wasn't able to do. I read about lands that I wanted to visit. I read about opportunities I wanted to take part in. And when I went to take the SAT, to my mother's total delight, I scored very, very well. Not because I'd had college preparatory classes, but because I had read every day of my life. I attended Newcomb College at Tulane University and was able to continued reading in college. And when I moved to Nashville some years later, I wanted to give back and help other children experience the love of reading like I did. Bookham is a wonderful, wonderful organization. It puts brand new books into the hands of elementary school children, and it also collects gently used books from throughout the community to give to any organization that's in need that requests books for their students or their children. Going into a classroom, I currently read to a fourth grade classroom, and these children that go to a Title I elementary school don't have access to new books. You may all remember when you were young, you had the Scholastic book orders that went home, and maybe your parents let you select a few books, and the teacher would get them in the mail and she would pass them out to the children. In Title I elementary schools, at least in Nashville, they don't give the Scholastic book orders out because they don't want to make lower income families feel uncomfortable. So these children may have zero access to brand new books. I mean, can you imagine? So we take brand new books in partnership with Scholastic and other book companies. We take these brand new books in, and approximately once a month, once every 2 months, we distribute a brand new book to each child that they personally get to select. A fourth grader who's never had access to a paperback Harry Potter is just delighted with this brand new book. And brand new books are different than gently used books. Brand new books, you have a sense of pride that you have something new that belongs to you first. That's not to say that we don't do a very good job with the gently used books as well. The ones that we collect, we give to after-school agencies like Martha O'Brien, and those agencies are so delighted to have those books as well. One of the things that I love about Bookham is that we don't just distribute books. We train our volunteers to explain to the students how important reading is and how enriching reading is. And we ask our volunteers to do anything that needs to be done to drive that point across. Sometimes I see our volunteers dressed up in costumes. Sometimes I see them preparing before they go in to read. And they get as much out of it, I do believe, as the children themselves. I would really recommend anyone that's looking for a volunteer opportunity to check out Bookham, because not only do we introduce children to a love of reading, but we are creating children who will grow into adults and become meaningful members of our society here in Nashville.